So yesterday, Helldivers 2 Escalation of Freedom came out, and I'm gonna be honest, the update is not that great. Like, for one, they massively decreased the flamethrower. Like, it used to be like a military grade flamethrower, and now it's like a civilian grade by the looks of things. It was like the one good thing against like chargers and behemoths. Like, you couldn't do shit against those. I mean, if you got lucky, you could possibly get a few mines down, but it took so many and those all small little bugs took destroyed all of the mines before they ever had a chance to reuse the charges. So the mines were basically useless. So your one weapon against behemoths and charges was your flamethrower. And now that it's been so massively nerfed, which makes no sense because they're doing a flamethrower update, flamethrower warp on in like 2 days after the expansion, and they for some reason, hey, we got a flamethrower expansion? Nah, we gotta nerf it. Just why? Why would you do that? Bugs is already unfair as it is. Like, seriously, they expect us to get like level 10. We used to be able to complete level 9, but we have not been able to since the update came out. Like, cause the spawn rate of the enemies has continuously increased as the franchise has gone on. And for some reason, they I forget what it's called, but the new enemy they introduced, like those spiky spike bugs that come out of the ground. I'm looking it up right now. Like the spike bugs. Like, why the fuck were those brought into the game? From what I've heard from a friend, they were bullshit in the first game, and they're now for some reason in the second game. And the developer's like, it's a fan favorite, and everyone's like, no, it's not a fan favorite. No one likes. Oh my god, the wiki hasn't updated yet? You gotta be kidding me. I need this to remember the damn names. I haven't played the first Helldivers, so I was new to these spike. I mean, yeah, they gotta be in Helldivers 1, right? I think they were like called the Hive. No, not the Hive Lord. Whatever the fuck they're called. They were unfair from what I can from my experience. Like, they just followed you all over the map, and their range was incredibly bad. And again, I never played the first game, but I heard they were bad in that game. So one of my friends were like, "Why the fuck do they bring them back?" And I'm like, "Well, the developers, they're masochists. That's it. When they said fan favorite, they didn't mean for the fans. They meant for themselves." And it's sad, really, because like Helldivers 2 at launch was fantastic, except for the stability. Thankfully, it's one of the good things about this update. Stability itself has massively improved. Like, I'm not crashing as much as I used to. Though, for some reason, both times when we failed a mission, my game crashed as soon as the mission ended, which I'm not sure if that's a glitch or just something on my end. It's hard to tell. My PC, for some reason, loves to crash, despite the fact that it can handle most games pretty well. It seems to be a frame rate issue. It doesn't like high frame rates. I have to max it like at 60. So yeah, my crashes is definitely more than most players, but even still, everyone agrees that the crash rate for the game was pretty bad early, but it's much better now stability wise. But it still leads many questions about other things like seriously, all the weapon nerfs. There's there's been constant complaining about how Arrowhead Studios keeps nerfing weapons. Like seriously, if players start having fun with a weapon, and I think one of the developers tweeted out, like every time they notice players having fun, they seem to have a bad habit of removing that fun. I'm pretty sure the developer tweeted that out when they were replying to someone. And it's just getting really bad. Like, all the good weapons keep getting nerfed. And they're not just good because they're fun to use, they're good because they're the only weapons to be used against some serious enemies. Like, the fucking chargers. The heavy charges, the only thing we can use against them are the flamethrowers, and they're gone now. It's just they keep increasing the spawn rates. Like, to them, all they know is all they can do is raise difficulty is increase spawn rates instead of making fair enemies. And apparently the reason is they don't even really play that damn game. Like that was like the whole point of the marketing campaign is that they wanted to make a game they wanted to play, and apparently they don't go above level 5 when they're play testing. When from what I've been told, the vast majority of the player base plays 7 and up. Why the hell would you play at level 5 for playtesting if that's only a small minority of the player base? Like people only play on level 5 if they're relatively new to the game, or they don't have a full party, or they're just trying to grind for some super credits. That's the only reason why they would play on lower levels. That's the only reason why they exist. So they think we play on level 5 when no, most of the player base plays higher. It's just stupid. It's like I get it. If like Helldive is gonna suffer because they were optimizing based on level 7, that's fine. But they for some reason are optimizing their weapons based on like level 5, which is just seriously, guys, why the fuck would you do this? At least that's how I've been told. I'm not super well connected to the Helldivers community. Most of this information I'm getting from my friends who are much more connected. And so take this all with a grain of salt. But like again, most of my friends hated the update so much that's like half of them uninstalled the game like after playing the update for a few hours. That's how bad we hated the update. Now, I mean, we might reinstall the game to play bots because the update for bots isn't actually that bad. It's still annoying that you have to be like on the. I think it's like level 8 for the new enemy types. I'm not sure. I think, but like yeah, bots has always been fine in my opinion. It's been bugs that's been like really shit with the increasing spawn rates because like bugs, I get it. They're meant to be like the hordes. They're meant to come out in waves instead of like bots, and that's fair. But then they keep increasing the spawn rate. They keep making the bugs more tankier because, like, I remember charges used to go down in less hits than they do now. It takes a lot more damage for them to go down. And their solutions is to use the landmines or flamethrowers, but they nerf the flamethrower and the landmines. They usually get destroyed by smaller bugs before you ever get a chance for the big boys to really, land on them. And when they do, they maybe do like 1 or 2, which is not enough. You need like I think it took like 4 anti-tank mines to take out a charger. Then again, it might have been a heavy charger, but like still, that was four anti-tank landmines. It's ridiculous even for a heavy. I feel like 2 would be good because like you only get to spawn them like once every like 5 minutes, and they're like your last effort to destroy these heavy units. At least they, and it takes them a while. Just like it's just the game is poor balancing. Like seriously, like for a while, I thought that they were like when I saw like weapons leaks, I thought the developers were sneakily giving weapons to random players to have them play tested. Like you'll be playing a game and all of a sudden, ooh, there's this new mysterious weapon on the ground. I thought they were doing that for playtesting, but no, I guess it was just leakers who got into files and managed to get the weapons early. At least that's again, that's what I've been told. But like seriously, that'd be great if they can if the developers purposely give players new weapons they are currently working on as like beta testing to see what their balancing should be. That would be fantastic. Like if they don't have the resources, or if they don't have the resources to do like a full beta testing, which apparently I guess they don't. Wouldn't be surprised me. Like Arrowhead, I don't think was a big company, so it makes sense they probably didn't have a large in-house testing division. But just open up a private server, give trusted members of the community a chance to test weapons early, give them on different levels against different enemies, and they give you feedback. Because like at this point, they are only like changing how good weapons are based on like random ass data they get from random ass data, and I don't mean like good data. I'm like they're getting like so much large data sets. It like they're getting the problem with you do so large data sets. There's so many different types of players who are experienced with different type of weapons. Some are noobs and some are pros. You're not getting. I don't know. Maybe that. I just do any of them ask Joel? Like Joel's a real is Joel even I'm not sure if Joel's a real person, but if he is, do any of them ask him his opinion? Like his job is to manage the game, but like he clearly sees how players doing, right? Couldn't he have like couldn't they have like a guide on the side like us Joel was like messing with players and like doing things. Like have a guy on the side watching the players' gameplay, writing down notes on how they react to situations. Like they could have like a team doing that because they can clearly watch people playing. Like don't just play on level 5 developers. Arrowhead, play on the higher difficulties. Like play in Helldive at least a few times with those new weapons to see how they feel in those higher difficulties before you determine what you want to do with them. And also, we've looked at how players reacting to these situations and what weapons they want to use. Like they see, like, oh, a lot of player base is using this weapon. Nerf it! They can't be using that weapon. No, no, no! They gotta be using so many different weapons. Look, the reason why we're using certain weapons is because they're the best weapons in certain situations. We do switch weapons based on situations. Like I use different guns between different bots and bugs. And I use different loadouts. I had different loadout sets. My friends had different loadout sets. We use different weapons. We just use what we think is best in the situation. I'm gonna be honest. I'm still gonna play the update, at least on bots, because bots I've always liked. But bugs, again, it's mostly bugs. The Terminids here. The Terminids have been slowly been breaking. They've been increasing the power of the bugs slowly over the various updates. They've just been keep nerfing the weapons so we can't balance out these increases. They don't give us enough new resources to work with. Like, sure, we get like two new guns. We get two new guns a month, but we get like not very few new stratagems. Like we get a like one new stratagem like every few months. It's just not enough resources to just like no like increase the power of the guns, and if you want your enemies to be powerful, decrease the spawning rate. Because like there's too many enemies and they're too strong. You've got to decrease one of them. You either have them be powerful or decrease the spawn rate or decrease the amount of damage it takes to take them out if you want the spawn rate to remain as high as they currently are. It's just do those two things and you will massively improve the game. Because like until then, no one's gonna be playing bugs. Like I looked at the major order. It's bugs. None of us are gonna be doing the major order because bugs are not fun to play. It's we used to be able to do bugs just fine, but then they just kept updating the bugs, and then they added new enemy types. Like those stupid spikes that come out of the ground are bullshit. They are really just bad. And I know some people are going to say get good or something like that. Like I have over 100 hours in this damn game, and my friends have much more. We know how to play this fucking game, and we are struggling against these stupid things because they keep rebalancing the game in ways that is trying to artificially increase difficulty in a way that's not fair to the player base, even to experienced players. Like, I feel bad for new players because, like, when they come into this game, they're going to get their butts kicked. Because, like, they won't have anything. Like, they're going to have to stand on low difficulties. Like, again, because apparently to hell ahead, we only play on level 5. I don't know. Yeah, I just the Escalation of Freedom update. I'm going to say everyone's been my friends have been disliking it. I've seen a lot of dislikes on Steam. It's just not a great update. I'm just honestly I know it doesn't sound like it with my wording. I'm just not good with words with these rants. I'm still getting used to this, but like seriously, it's not a good update. if you need proof, just play it yourself and you'll understand why it's not a good update. Well, until then, see ya, everyone. As I haven't ended the recording yet. Shit. Okay, see ya for real this time. Bye!